You know, car dealers in Augusta spend thousands of dollars just to let you know how great they think their cars are. But there are more objective opinions. One of the most respected car magazines chose the 1986 Honda 2 and 4-door Accords and the 86 Prelude as 2 of the top 10 cars of America today. And Honda CRX is rated in the top 10 cars for performance. No price could ever be put on that kind of advertising. Test drive a new Honda today, because what will be, will be. Gerald Jones Honda, Gordon Highway at Milledgeville Road.
Most people never think about it, but you need to trade in your checking account just like you trade in your car.
Because like an automobile, your checking account can get out of date.
As you move from one phase of your life to another.
Fortunately, the Georgia Railroad Bank has a checking account for every one of those phases.
So, now that you know how many choices you have, maybe you should choose to sit down and talk with the folks at the Georgia.
Because you might be driving an out-of-date checking account.
Without even knowing it.
Car stereo, home stereo, video, bankruptcy, surplus, refurb, 7 truckloads. Sanyo car stereo, Jensen, equalizer, speaker, wire, everything, $49. Home stereo, receivers, turntables, amps, tuners, equalizers, all start at $39 or less. Speakers, $10. Huge speakers, almost 3 feet tall, $39 for the pair. TVs, CDs, VCRs, it's all on Hi-Fi surplus sale, 1250 Gordon Highway, just east of the lakes, every day except Monday, 11 a.m. till 7 p.m.
Ever hear of a gift certificate that turns into a soft drink? Oh, it can happen this Halloween. When you give out McDonald's Halloween gift certificates, kids take them to McDonald's and they get a McDonald's soft drink. Oh, a book of 20 Halloween gift certificates costs only $1 and can turn into 20 regular soft drinks. It must be the magic of Halloween.
Nobody can do it like McDonald's can.
Nobody.
The bats are out tonight. The ghosts are getting ready. Things will give you such a fright. I hope your nerves are steady. It's a night for a trick or treat and a spooky, weird refrain. So come and take a seat, 'cause it's Halloween again. What's that you say? It looks like just a feast? Well, don't go away. The guest of honor is a beast. The call is going out for you. Yes, there are ghouls that lie in wait. They know exactly what to do. They're on the prowl, and you're the bait. You're the bait. You're the bait. You're the bait. Well, you frightened?
Golly, what's there to be frightened of?
Plenty.
Oh, Halloween just means getting dressed up in costumes.
Do you know how that custom got started?
Nope.
It goes back to people called Druids, who lived a long time ago.
You mean before there was television?
I mean a couple thousand years ago.
This long ago?
Almost. The Druids lived in Ireland and England. They thought that spirits returned to Earth on Halloween night, so the people dressed up to look like ghosts, hoping that the real spirits would leave them alone.
Huh. That's how trick-or-treating got started?
That's right. They gave treats to the spirits so that the spirits wouldn't play tricks on them. Nowadays, trick-or-treating is for kids. And you know, don't you, that trick-or-treaters should go with an adult. And they should dress in light-colored costumes so they can be seen at night.
Definitely.
Some people have no respect. Anyway, wise trick-or-treaters don't go into a stranger's house even if invited. They throw away anything that's unwrapped, and they carefully examine all treats. And if they do find anything harmful, they tell the police. If you use common sense, trick-or-treating is fun. But sometimes it's easier to have a party instead. That's an old Halloween tradition, too.
I like parties.
Would you like me to arrange for some ghosts and goblins to come to your party? Would that scare you?
Well...
Oh, come on. In the old days, people expected spirits to show up at their Halloween gatherings. So they got lots of good food, including apples and nuts, and put on big feasts so that the spirits who came would be well fed and wouldn't cause trouble. Of course, people ate some of the feasts too. One reason people had Halloween parties is that they used to celebrate their New Year's on Halloween.
Huh. I guess they didn't have a calendar handy. Gosh, New Year's parties in October and believing in ghosts. People sure used to be mixed up.
You don't believe in ghosts?
I don't think so.
What? Don't be too sure.
Seeing a ghost would be kinda scary. Come on, this is just make-believe and superstition, isn't it?
Well, yes. But on Halloween, it's fun to talk about superstitions that people used to believe.
Like what?
Oh, that there were witches who were able to cast magic spells by stirring secret ingredients in a big black cauldron. Or that anybody out after sundown was a friend of an evil spirit and could put a spell on you just by looking at you.
Gosh, are all superstitions about bad stuff?
Oh, no. For example, cats were thought to be lucky on Halloween. If a cat sat beside you, it meant good luck. And if a cat jumped into your lap, it meant even better luck.
Unless the cat is bigger than you. Gosh.
There was another superstition that if a fellow put 9 grains of oats in his mouth and went out walking, he'd end up marrying the girl whose name he heard first.
I guess it works.
It was also believed that if you looked into a mirror at midnight, you'd see your true love in the reflection.
Yup, I guess that one works too.
And of course, Halloween was supposed to be a special time for fortune-telling.
Golly, I wonder what's in store for me.
Oh, I foresee that you'll have lots of outdoor adventures. And you'll get a big bang out of meeting someone special.
Ooh-wee, stop predicting.
A trifle terrified, are you?
Come on, I'm educated. I don't believe in all these superstitions.
Well, Halloween's fun, even if we don't really believe all these superstitions. But all the same, remember my refrain. If you get a scary call from a ghost that's short or tall, remember that I warned you of creatures that yell, boo! Ghosts and ghouls and witches are beings that cause twitches. And Halloween's the day on which they have their way. Look out for black cats. Watch for flying bats. Look for monsters as scary as they can be. And most of all, look out for me.
Whoa, now I'm Welcome to a night of total terror. Night of the living dead, the dead who live on living flesh. The dead whose haunted souls hunt the living whose bodies are the only food for these ungodly creatures. Night of the living dead. A bizarre adventure in fear. An experience in shock, more shattering than your strangest nightmare. Night of the living dead. A night with the dead who cannot die. A night of total terror. Night. Of the living dead.
Coming to get you, Barbara.
The unburied dead are coming back to life, seeking human victims.
We don't know how many of them there are.
Do you think we'll be able to defeat these things?
We don't really know.
Toward the city.
There's nothing there, man.
Trouble?
In a world where the dead are returning to life, the word trouble loses much of its meaning.
They're communicating, they're thinking. You hear that?
Brubaker, you there?
George A. Romero's Land of the Dead.
Zombies, man. They creep me out.
I am Dracula. A moment ago, I stumbled upon a most amazing phenomenon. Something so incredible, I mistrust my own judgment. Look.
Dracula. The very mention of the name brings to mind things so evil, so fantastic, so degrading. You wonder if it isn't all a dream, a nightmare.
Rats. Rats. Thousands. Millions of them.
But no, this is no dream. This is Dracula, the original terrifying story of a maniac and a man who lived after death, lived on human blood, took the form of a vampire bat, and lured innocent girls to a fate truly worse than death.
Dracula? Oh, what's he done to you, dear? Tell me.
He came to me. He opened a vein in his arm, and he made me drink. It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
When this dead hand moves, the monster created by a man they called mad is turned loose to strike terror into the hearts of men. To shock women into uncontrolled hysteria.
Elizabeth!
To prey upon the innocence of children. This is the story you've heard about, talked about. The spine-tingling, blood-chilling story that stuns your emotions. Frankenstein.
Don't touch that!
On this picturesque block, in this manicured home, something evil, something terrifying, something horrifying is haunting Lionel. His mother,
I thought I told you to spray this house. The place is infested with vermin.
although she was a little strict,
Look at this dust. It's an inch thick.
he never wished her any harm
You look after me like
until
Your mother's dead, Lionel.
now, whatever Mom's got
Who's your mother?
has caught on with the neighbors.
She's been bitten! You know what that means?
You can pray.
I kick ass for the Lord!
You can plead. You can beg for mercy.
Help! Someone! Please!
But nothing you can do will stop it.
There's thousands of them!
Because how do you kill something that's already dead? Trimark Pictures presents a modern masterpiece of horror.
Your mother ate my dog!
Dead Alive.
Party's over.
In the dark of the night, something strange is going on.
Did you see that movie, Night of the Living Dead? Sure. They shipped those bodies. Well,
have risen from the grave.
Mister, there's 100 of those things out there.
How many did you say?
100.
And now the question is, how do we get them back into the ground?
Bert, Frank, we have a little problem. 4 left, 10 right.
It's all over everything! Stupid asshole! Watch your tongue, boy, if you like this job! Like this job!
Brain. Medical science is baffled.
And it's a puzzle, because technically, you're not alive.
Why do you eat people?
Not people. Brains.
How do you kill something that's already dead?
Well, how do I know, Fred? I don't know. Let me think.
It's not a bad question, Bert. In that movie, they destroyed the brain to kill him. Is that what they did?
The brains, right.
Brains!
Brain! The brain! I hit the brain! Oh! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off!
The military is nervous.
How was your day?
Usual crap.
The police are confused.
Send more cops.
It worked in the movie! Well, it ain't working now. Brain the movie line?
It's not a bad question, Bert. It's not a bad question, Bert. It's not a bad question, Bert.
The return of the living dead.
The one, the only, the classic Halloween. Halloween night. A small American town. 15 years ago. Michael? Halloween.
I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. I think he'll come back.
Exploring uncharted territory.
Totally charted.
Just talk.
Sure. The only reason she babysits is to have
Halloween.
Come on out.
Halloween. The night he came home.
Wake up, sleepyhead.
It's party time!
Rock and roll will never die.
At least not this Halloween.
I've heard of raising spirits from the dead by incantations, right?
Yes.
I did that by playing a record backwards.
You're kidding.
Sammy Kerr. He's a rock and roll nightmare.
I am a big fan of yours. I've got all your records.
Shut up! You're the bait, and they is you.
This message is meant for me.
How can you listen to this stuff?
Shut it off! Shut it off!
What have you done to your stereo?
I wanted a new one.
Sammy Kerr. His fans won't let him die. He won't let them live.
You should be loyal to your hero. Make it turn on you.
Trick or treat.
Looks like we better check out the party punch.
Show us everything you got. You keep on dancing and the rhythm gets
I am your Shockmaster, Frank E. Steinberg, and welcome to Mad Sinema. I have come here for 2 reasons tonight. To watch horror movies and smoke cigars. And I'm almost out of cigars. That's right, we're gonna be having an Alien Zone, John Carpenter, double feature. First, we're gonna be watching They Live, starring Rowdy Roddy Piper, who I saw lay Hulk Hogan out in the garden back in '85. The movie, basically it's Roddy Piper, he finds a pair of magic glasses and he walks around for the first half of the movie singing I wear my sunglasses at night. And then he's fighting the frickin' reptilians. What a classic! And after we're done with that, we're gonna be watching one of my personal favorites with B-movie horror icon Bruce Campbell in Army of Darkness. So, sit back in your chairs, chew some bubble gum, kick some ass, get some popcorn, cause it is John Carpenter double feature.
Welcome to Fright Night. For real.
People say I'm crazy and I make no sense, but they don't understand a man's got influence. He's a gigolo, a liar, a man of many faces. So don't be fooled by what you think you see. He's gonna make his move on you and me. Fright night, who's it gonna be tonight? Lock your doors and windows tight, so you'll all believe I'm right. We're all in for almost frightening night. Intuition tells me that it's time to blow, but my sense of danger tells me no. I've got to find a weakness to put an end to this. Can't you see he's tearing us apart? I've got to drive a stake right through his heart. Fright night, who's it gonna be tonight? Lock your doors and windows tight, soon you'll all believe I'm right. We're all in for almost frightening night. I look into the mirror, it's as black as night. I see it fall to pieces as my heart ignites. Just waiting for the moment, for that connecting thrill. To make a move, we've got to keep real still. We're waiting here and we're dressed up to kill. Fright night, who's it gonna be tonight? Lock your doors and windows tight, soon you'll all believe I'm right. We're all in for almost frightening night. Who's it gonna be tonight? Lock your doors and windows tight, soon you'll all believe I'm
Ladies and gentlemen, Fright Night Theater.
This is Peter Vincent, back once more with you as host of Fright Night. I thought I'd let the vampires rest for a little while. Right, Charlie? No.
Come on, Dad. I'm trying to make a good impression.
It's a lovely night. Walking in the moonlight is very romantic. Trust me.
But Dad, you promised to let me use the car if I got good grades. Dad, I want to take her to the movies. It'll take an hour to walk there.
Then you better get going. And by the way, enjoy the show.
You're with your baby, and you're parked alone on a summer night. You're deep in love, but you're deeper in the woods. You think you're doing alright. Did you hear that voice? Did you see that face? Or was it just a dream? This can't be real, that only happens, babe, on the movie screen. You're swimming with your girl out on Lover's Lake, and the wind blows cold. It chills your bones, but you're still on the make. That's a bad mistake. But the moon was full, and you had a chance to be all alone. But you're not alone. This is your last dance and your last romance. Yeah, 'cause he's back. He's the man behind the mask, and he's out of control. He's back. The man behind the mask, and he crawled out of his
Did you enjoy the movie? Jason, I'm talking to you.
Well, I'm not sure I really understood it all.
Then let me explain.
Some folks have a strange idea of entertainment.
Wow! Roddy Piper really stuck it to those freaking aliens. I tell ya, what an incredible piece of cinema we just watched. And I hope you enjoyed it, because I sure as hell did. Next, however, we are going to be watching the legendary Bruce Campbell in John Carpenter's Army of Darkness. And I want to give you a pro tip. If you ever go to a Renaissance fair, don't go as Bruce Campbell from Army of Darkness. They don't like that kind of thing there. So everybody, sit back into your seats and get ready to go back in time and march with the Army of Darkness. Yeah, What are you looking at? Oh, hi there, Frankie Steinberg. Well, that was a great movie night. We got to watch Rowdy Roddy Piper and They Live and Bruce Campbell in Army of Darkness. Wow, what an incredible night of horror cinema that was. I want to make sure, though, to tell everybody to come back next Saturday at 1 p.m. because we are having a George A. Romero double feature right here at Mad Studios. $1. $1 gets you in and gets you popcorn. We're going to be watching Night of the Living Dead followed by Land of the Dead. So drive safely and clean up your friggin' popcorn crumbs. Okay.